The jury is set and opening statements are just hours away. Coming up on Chris 6 Sunrise, we'll show you what to expect from day 2 of the Uvalde trial.
Plus, CCISD school, well, 7 of them remain on the chopping block. We'll tell you how you can have your voice heard at meetings this week. Well, hey there, happy Taco Tuesday, everyone. You are watching Chris 6 Sunrise, Waking Up with the Hoffmans today. I'm Brian Hoffman.
And I'm Michelle Hoffman. Hey, we want to get your day started per usual. So let's check in with meteorologist Stephen Jones for a look at the roadways and our forecast. Hey, good morning, Stephen.
Hey. Well, good morning, you guys. Yeah, starting off, first I want to talk about that fog just a little bit. We are seeing some reduced visibilities, a dense fog advisory through about 10 a.m. So I want to give ourselves a couple extra minutes on our morning commutes out there. Luckily, it's not too bad right now in Corpus Christi. Here's a live look actually from our SBID Skycam. You can see just a little bit trying to develop here, but luckily that traffic flowing nice and smooth right along SBID. And as we get a good look at the traffic flow across the entire region, plenty of greens on the map and a great start to our Tuesday. So getting right into it with the New Harbor Bridge in view, you can see good and green traffic flow through to and from Portland, including 181 going into Taft and 361 towards Ingleside there, now working over towards Robstown and Cal Allen. Both 37 coming in the clear, as well as Leopard there. 44 only a minor slowdown as you're around the Violet area. Now working into our major roadways here in town, Ocean Drive, no major slowdowns to report, really all of them coming in the clear if you're going to be hitting Crosstown Expressway or Saratoga there. Only a very minor slowdown as you're coming up on Rodfield, coming up towards SBID. As we're looking over towards Flower Bluff, still seeing a pretty decent slowdown towards the Naval Air Station, so definitely want to give yourself a couple extra minutes there, but both Flower Bluff Drive and Waldron Road coming in the green, so for the most part, a pretty good and green morning as we're kicking off our Tuesday.
Stephen, thank you so much. The trial of former Uvalde CSID officer Adrian Gonzalez enters its second day this morning at the Nueces County Courthouse.
That's right. 12 regular jurors and 4 alternates. That's 11 women and 5 men were selected yesterday for the first criminal trial connected to the May 2022 mass shooting. Judge Sid Harrell of Bexar County, a judge with 30 years of experience, is presiding over the case. He expects the trial to last up to 2 weeks, with opening statements beginning in just hours.
Media from Dallas, Houston, Austin, San Antonio, and even Uvalde are all here for this trial. Court officials have split the media into a separate media room, with one designated reporter allowed inside the courtroom to relay information back to the other reporters. Now, Neighborhood News reporter Alexis Scott was at the courthouse and says Gonzalez appeared to be stoic with no expression sitting in the courtroom.
So with the influx of media and attention surrounding this case, Nueces County officials have actually prepared for even more commotion surrounding the courthouse.
Senior reporter Suzanne Stevens reports on what she saw on day 1 at the Nueces County Courthouse.
Outside the Nueces County Courthouse, the start of something big. National media, barricades up, and police visible. Inside, away from jury selection, the scene was almost ordinary and unexpectedly slow. No lines, no crowds, just surprise.
Oh, I thought it would be packed, but...
At the tax assessor's office, the same scene.
When people heard there was going to be this much activity, I think they probably shied away for good reason, and I don't blame them. It's not hard to get in right now, so feel free to come on down and get it done.
Last week, DPS urged residents to stay away from the courthouse unless their business was pressing. On day 1, that message appears to have landed, and that calm carried all the way into jury selection, where people were called in, processed, and some sent home quickly.
And that was Suzanne Stevens reporting. In New York, ousted Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro and his wife pleaded not guilty in their first court appearance yesterday. As the legal case against Maduro moves forward, the future of Venezuela remains uncertain, with questions about who will run the country now. Maribel Gonzalez has the latest.
Deposed Venezuelan leader Nicolás Maduro was escorted by U.S. law enforcement back to a New York detention center after appearing in court along with his wife, Esilia Flores. The two were arraigned Monday on federal drug and weapons charges following their capture during a U.S. military operation over the weekend. Maduro and Flores both pleading not guilty to all charges. Maduro stating in court he was kidnapped on Saturday and that he is still the president of Venezuela. President Donald Trump over the weekend saying otherwise and threatening to expand military operations beyond Venezuela into Colombia. Maduro's capture now raising questions as to what may happen next.
it's a great country that's been decimated by the Maduro regime. Nobody is disputing that. No one's also disputing the fact that the overwhelming majority of Americans do not support another failed foreign war.
Former Vice President and Maduro loyalist Delcy Rodriguez sworn in Monday as Venezuela's acting president. Monday evening, top U.S. officials briefed a select group of bipartisan lawmakers on Venezuela in a classified setting. This amidst growing concern from some members of Congress who say the military operation was illegal because it lacked congressional authorization. The House Speaker pushed back.
My appreciation of this entire thing is it was completely authorized by law. It's well within Article 2, and now we're getting our Article 1 briefing exactly on the timetable.
I'm Maribel Gonzalez reporting.
Well, hey there, and good Tuesday morning, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones. Taking a live look now at our USS Lexington cam, thanks to First Community Bank. Seeing the new Harbor Bridge in view, as well as the aquarium, both putting on a good show so far out there. Just a little bit of fog trying to develop here in Corpus Christi, but luckily not too bad in terms of reduced visibilities. 68 degrees, and those winds out of the south-southeast, though, going to continue to bring in more of that warm and humid air as we're heading in through our Tuesday and into our Wednesday. Current visibilities out there, Beeville's still getting the worst of it, 0 statute miles visibility, but 3 is what we're reading as we work our way along the coast in the Naval Air Station and Port Aransas. 4 statute miles there in Orange Grove, as well as over towards the Rockport area, but luckily the rest of us coming in fairly clear for the time being, but we still have that dense fog advisory in effect through about 10 a.m. So taking a look at some driving tips for if you're going to be driving through some of that dense fog, well, you definitely want to slow down, give yourself some extra space from that car in front of you, because you might not be able to see them braking in time. It's going to give you just a couple extra seconds out there. Low beam headlights, also a good tip. Some people tend to put on those high beams, and that actually reflects a little bit more off of the fog, making reduced visibilities even harder to see through. So definitely don't use those high beams, and if you do have some foggy windows, want to have that defroster ready to go as well. Current temperatures in your neck of the woods right now going to be that 60-degree mark in Beeville as well as Cotulla. Going to be our cool spots this morning, and then a good 70-degree mark as we work our way over towards Rockport. 66 over at the Naval Air Station, Hebronville, rounding us out at 67 degrees. Into the rest of the day, those feels like temperatures only going to ride up the board into those mid and upper 80s by 2 to 3 p.m. Daytime highs likely to stop around that 83-degree mark, but we could be feeling by like 87 degrees by that point. So definitely want to be a little bit mindful of that today. Just definitely above average, supposed to be in the upper 60s this time of year. For our future tracker, we're going to see more of that sunshine coming out as we're heading into the afternoon hours, chasing those 80s for daytime highs, and then one more day of this copy and paste forecast. Going into tomorrow morning, you could expect more of that cloud cover and a little bit of patchy fog once again, similar to this morning. But as we go into the afternoon, also similar to today, plenty of sunshine going to be on the menu for us. And then as we head into Thursday and Friday, looks like those winds are going to pick up quite a bit more, and that's where we're not going to see as much fog into the morning hours, but also getting ready for that Friday cold front to finally arrive in the coastal bend. This is for the winter lovers. They're heading into the weekend, going to be in those lower 60s for daytime highs.
Some CCISD schools are on the chopping block and neighbors are speaking out. Still to come, how you can make your voice heard.
Plus, an Odom student facing a felony charge. Details on the alleged assaults just ahead.
Hey, welcome back, folks. 6:11 this Tuesday morning. You're getting a live look right now from our studio Skycam. Looking pretty good, but heads up, there could be some fog when you hit the roads this morning. Of course, we will check in with meteorologist Stephen Jones. He'll have a look at your full forecast in just a bit. But first, we have some neighborhood news to get to.
That's right. We're talking about a story we first broke to you on ChrisTV.com. A 19-year-old Odom Ed Roy High School student is facing a felony charge after an alleged assault on a school bus. Christopher Jacob Soto was arrested Sunday and charged with indecency with a child. San Patricio County Sheriff Oscar Rivera says that the assault happened December 9th as the basketball team returned from an event in Hebronville. The father of one victim told Chris 6 that his son was stripped and assaulted by students while 3 coaches failed to supervise. Soto bonded out on a $75,000 bond. The Odom Ed Roy High School, or school district, I should say, has not yet responded to requests for comment.
The Corpus Christi Police Department is investigating a crash that killed a 69-year-old man. This happened Saturday evening just before 6:30 on Air Street. Police say the man, identified as Manolito Espino Jr., was trying to cross Ayers when he was hit by a car. Espino was rushed to the hospital, but police tell us he died from his injuries. Traffic investigators say he did not use a crosswalk when he tried to cross the street. The driver who hit Espino remained at the scene.
So this is the final week, folks, for CCISD parents to give the district some feedback on that proposal to close 7 different schools. Travis, Fannin, Sanders, and Castores Elementaries are on that chopping block, along with Brown, Haas, and Martin Middle Schools. The proposed closures come as the district faces a $27 million shortfall. The district scheduled a series of community input meetings that began a month ago. The last few meetings are this week. Tonight's meeting will be held over at Haas Middle School on Wednesday. Another meeting will be at Castores Elementary, and the final meeting will be on Thursday at Martin Middle School. All of these meetings begin at 5, folks. The information gathered at these meetings, they're just going to be presented to CCISD School Board at next week's meeting.
Make sure you're ready for the March primaries, folks, because early voting begins in just over a month. So here's a look at some important dates for you. If you're planning on voting in the March primary elections, the last day to register to vote is Monday, February 2nd. Early voting begins on Tuesday, February 17th and ends on Friday, February 27th. Statewide primary election day is Tuesday, March 3rd.
And with the new year underway, Jim Wells County leaders are sharing their goals for the community. Neighborhood News reporter Melissa Trevino spoke with the mayor of Alice and the Jim Wells County judge on their plans. Both say that their focus this year is on economic growth and improving infrastructure. And the city and county will also prioritize bringing in more tax revenue. There's also going to be a big push to get industry to come back to Alice.
They're very competitive, so it's going to take a group effort to try to figure out how can we get this and attract those individuals to Alice, Texas.
Both city and county officials say that they're going to be sharing their progress with residents for more transparency.
Well, hey there, and good Tuesday morning. Coastal Bend taking a live look at our USS Lexington Cam. Thanks to First Community Bank, both the aquarium and the new Harbor Bridge lit up, putting on a good view for our Tuesday morning. A little bit of fog out there trying to develop. Luckily, not too bad here in Corpus Christi. 68 degrees right now, and those winds out of the southeast going to continue to bring in some more of this warm and humid air as we're heading into our Tuesday. Also going to continue heading into tomorrow. Taking a look back at yesterday's sunset for us. This is from our Coastal Bend Weather Watchers page. This is in Fremont, thanks to Pablo Davila over there, and just a great photo of the sunset as it was going down last night. And of course, we always want to see these kinds of photos, these cloud formations, any rain, really all these weather things. If you want to take a photo of it and submit it into that Coastal Bend Weather Watchers page, just a great resource to go and see some great photos out there. As we're looking at the temperatures right now, the cool spot going to be 60 degrees as we work off to the north. Actually, Beeville has now fallen to 59 degrees. 70 degrees going to be that warm spot at Rockport. 61 over there to the northwest in Cotulla, and then Kingsville just to the southwest, rounding us out at 67 this morning. For our dog walking forecast today, we've got Athena on the board, ready to go on her walk. And as we take a look at those temperatures for her, going to be 70 degrees on the board by 9 a.m. The mid-70s already as we're heading into that early lunch hour, and already chasing 80 degrees as we're heading closer to 1 p.m. this afternoon. Planning out those daytime highs for you if you're heading out later into the afternoon, going to be in those lower 80s. Wind's going to remain out of the southwest and southeast pretty much all day, around that 10 to 15 mile an hour mark. Can expect that daytime high around 83 degrees here in Corpus Christi, but going to feel like those upper 80s at that time. How that could shape up on the future tracker, well, we're going to see more of that sunshine coming out into the afternoon hours, so you can definitely bet on that heading into the afternoon hours. And then one more day of this copy-paste forecast pattern as we head into tomorrow. You can see the fog and that cloud cover redevelop heading into the early morning hours, but also as we go into the afternoon, similar to today, plenty of sunshine once again on the menu. Luckily, as we're heading into the back half of the week, we do have a good cool down on the way. You can see this next upper level trough really entering the central United States by that Friday to Saturday time frame. We're going to see a good associated cold front arrive into the coastal bend in the same time frame, dropping us from the 80s on Friday into the back to the blue, those 60s as we're heading into the Saturday time frame, and really going to hold that into the second week of 2026 for us, or the second full week of it, I should say. Here's how that looks on the 7-day forecast. Going to be a little breezy Thursday into Friday before that cold front makes for a chilly, cloudy weekend.
So Stephen knows this. There's winter, fall, spring, and summer, right? But one season you can't ignore is flu season. We'll show you why cases are spiking right now after the break.
Plus, a local veteran turned business owner shares her story. Details in this week's Veterans in Focus coming up.
This is Veterans in Focus, sponsored by the Heil Law Firm, battling for justice, winning for the community.
So every new year, you can always expect change, right? But for many, adapting to it can be the hardest part. Take it from Pam Chavez. Her journey has taken her through several chapters of life, from being a world traveler to a soldier. And the U.S. Army veteran tells me life hasn't slowed down since. Now she's balancing roles as a single mother and entrepreneur.
I mean, it built my character. It really reassured my resilience and perseverance in life.
Hear her full story tonight here on Chris 6 News and the powerful lessons it offers anyone facing change.
So concerns are growing across the U.S. as flu cases are spiking, just as kids head back to school from winter break too. The mutated H3N2 variant, which is being called the super flu, that's the cause. The CDC is estimating that more than 80,000 people have been hospitalized from the flu this flu season. One pharmacist spoke on how much this flu season is straining their resources.
We're going through tons of Tamiflu, the pills, the liquids, the antibiotics with that.
And so far, 2 states, Kentucky and Ohio, have reported the only flu-related pediatric deaths this season. The best way to protect yourself, folks, is to clean your hands and surfaces frequently. Try to avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth, and use air purifiers or bring in fresh outside air. And don't forget those vaccines.
The U.S. is getting new vaccine recommendations for children. The Department of Health and Human Services' upcoming guidance is expected to keep many recommendations intact, actually, and that includes for diseases like measles, polio, chickenpox, and HPV. But it is cutting recommendations for RSV, meningitis, and hepatitis, except in kids who are at higher risk. The policy brings the U.S. closer to how developed countries like Denmark handle vaccines.
Well, good Tuesday morning there. Coastal Bend taking a live look at our USS Lexington Cam thanks to First Community Bank. Sitting at 68 degrees, both the Harbor Bridge and the aquarium nice and lit up, putting on a good show this morning. A little bit of cloud cover and fog trying to work into the area, but luckily not too bad and not affecting the traffic flow too much as we're getting a good look at it around the Corpus Christi area. Plenty of greens on the map, so getting right into it with the new Harbor Bridge, just like we saw on the Skycam. Good and green flow to and from Portland this morning, including 181 heading towards Taft and 361 towards Ingleside. Robstown and Cal Allen now both 37 and 44, not looking too bad. Only a minor slowdown on 44 there as you're coming up towards Violet. Into our major roadways for Corpus Christi: Ocean Drive, SBID, Saratoga, Crosstown Expressway. Really take your pick. We're flowing pretty nice here in the Corpus Christi area, so no issues to report. Over towards Flower Bluff, just a couple extra minutes maybe needed for Waldron Road and if you're heading up towards the Naval Air Station, but other than that, just want to be wary of the fog as we're heading out into our Tuesday morning.
A government agency that manages emergencies is potentially being cut in half. Still to come, why major slashes could be coming to FEMA's workforce.
Well, good Tuesday morning there. Coastal Bend taking a live look at Snoopy's Skycam thanks to Matthew CCAC. Sitting at 68 degrees, the causeway in view there with only a few cars heading out so far for that Tuesday morning commute, but a decent amount of cloud cover overhead, a little bit of fog trying to push into the area. Of course, we are seeing a little bit of that fog pushing into some of our inland communities, but luckily here on the Skycam, not quite as bad here in the Corpus Christi region. Getting a live look at some of those visibilities. Beeville coming in at the 0 statute mile mark, 3 miles there along the coast as you're working up towards Rockport, coming in at 4 miles and going to match that as we're working over towards Orange Grove. Luckily not seeing this spread too much into our southern communities, but as we go through the next few hours, still going to keep our eyes on it because we do have that dense fog advisory in effect. This is about through 10 a.m. and luckily it's not affecting the coastal communities. We're not expecting those visibilities as low as a quarter of a mile or less, but just like you saw in Beeville, still reading very reduced visibilities out there, so want to give yourself a couple extra minutes for that Tuesday morning commute. Current temperatures out there sitting at 70 degrees for Robstown as well as Port Aransas and Rockport this morning, coming in a three-way tie for that warm spot. The cool spot, we got one clear winner, Beeville coming in at 59 degrees, and then going to get close there in Cotulla to the northwest, rounding us out at 61 this morning. For our dog walking forecast today, we've got Athena on the board, ready to go on her walk. And looking at those temperatures for Athena, going to be 70 degrees on the money by 9 a.m., 76 by 11 a.m., and already chasing 80 degrees as we're heading out there by that 1 p.m. hour, so definitely above average today. Keep in mind, daytime high is supposed to be about 67 degrees for this time of year. Feels like temperatures going into the afternoon, though, we're going to get to 83 degrees, but the feels like temperatures going to be in those mid to upper 80s, potentially topping out about 87 for the feels like temperature out there this afternoon. Wind gusts a little lighter than yesterday, 15 to 20 miles an hour, but as we go into tomorrow, going to see these numbers tick up on the board going into tomorrow. For our future tracker going into today, here's how it could shape up in terms of that cloud cover. It's going to start to really dissipate as we're heading into the later morning hours and the afternoon. By the time we're heading into tomorrow, one more day of this copy and paste pattern that we've been in for the past couple of days. You see that redevelopment of the cloud cover and some of the fog, especially in some of our inland communities once again. Luckily, as we head into tomorrow afternoon, going to see more of that sunshine, and then as we head into Thursday and Friday, a little bit breezier out there, so not going to let the fog develop quite as much. For our upper level pattern, I'm on the lookout by the back half of this week, Thursday into Friday. Look at this next pretty serious upper level trough working into the central United States. That's a pretty strong one pushing down into the Lone Star State, and we're going to see a pretty strong cold front as a result of it working into the area. You can see how we're holding on to the 80s these next few days through about that Friday time frame, then going into the weekend. If you're a winter lover, I think you're going to be a fan of it with those lower 60s expected for daytime highs. Going into the second week of 2026, looking like we're going to hold on to just slightly above average, hopefully around that 70 degree mark, but I'll definitely take it compared to the 80s that we've been seeing these past couple of days. For our rain chances, unfortunately, with all the moisture we're seeing, we're not going to see them respond too highly for right now. Going only into the isolated category as we're going to get that frontal passage going into Friday and Saturday. But in terms of sustained rainfall and then a major rainfall event, just not going to have it for the time being out there. And we could surely use it with the drought monitor taking a look right now. You can see all the extreme drought across central and south Texas, just to the southwest of Corpus Christi, seeing that extreme drought also. So we could definitely use it. We're only about 1/4 of an inch shy for the year right now, but we didn't really turn out 2025 the way we wanted to on the rainfall front, at least. For our 7-day forecast, you can see how we hold on to the warm temperatures this week for the first full week of 2026, but heading into that second full week of 2026, going to head out into those 60s.
Hey everyone, I'm Larissa Liska. One quarterback that graduated from Miller is paving the way for the future of Coastal Bend athletes, how he's navigating NIL and the transfer portal in sports.
And from vice presidential candidate to withdrawing from the governor's race. More details on the shocking news from Tim Walz after the break. Welcome back, folks. Looking at some national politics now. A sudden surprise in Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as he has dropped out of the race for re-election. Kent Edrell reports on how fraud may have played a role in the former vice presidential candidate's decision.
I couldn't be prouder to be on this ticket.
A little more than a year ago, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz was on the cusp of becoming the nation's vice president. But on Monday,
well, good morning, everyone, and Happy New Year.
The governor announced he will drop his re-election bid in November and leave office at the end of this term.
2026 is an election year. Election years have a way of ramping up the politics at a time when we simply can't afford more of that in Minnesota.
Walz launched his campaign for a third term back in September. But since then, his administration's response to fraud has been put under a national microscope. While Carol Evan has been reporting on fraud involving Medicaid and other programs for years, President Trump amplified the issue in late November when he began referencing fraud committed by defendants of Somali heritage in his attacks on the broader Somali American community in Minnesota.
We're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country.
For weeks, fraud in Minnesota has dominated headlines.
My administration has been taking fast, decisive action to solve this crisis. We'll win the fight against the fraudsters. But the political gamesmanship we're seeing from Republicans is only making that fight harder.
Walz gave very little insight into how he arrived at this decision or whether he consulted with any allies.
I'm passing on this race with zero sadness and zero regret. I did not run for this job to have the job. I ran for the job to do the job.
Walz left the podium without answering questions from the press, saying we would have to wait until Tuesday.
And at that time, I'll take all your questions. Thank you all.
Leaders at FEMA were recently told to brace for a possible major gutting of its workforce in the coming months. That's according to an internal email sent just before Christmas. The message to dozens of senior FEMA leaders noted a, quote, workforce capacity planning exercise that was happening. The aim was to identify which jobs were essential and which positions could be eliminated. The email included the goal to cut agency staff by more than half by October, and that's over 11,000 jobs. Leaders were told this was only a planning exercise with no final decisions made yet on staffing cuts.
AT&T is moving its global headquarters from downtown Dallas to the northern suburb of Plano. In a memo to staff, AT&T's CEO, I should say, said the company will build a new campus on 54 acres. The company plans to partially occupy the space by the second half of 2028. The company has about 6,000 workers at the Dallas headquarters. It says that the move is in service of employee experience and will allow the company to combine its 3 North Texas corporate campuses into one.
The Corporation for Public Broadcasting, a decades-long source of funding for outlets like PBS and NPR, is closing its doors. On Monday, the corporation's board of directors announced it voted in favor of dissolving the organization following Congress's decision to end its federal financing backing. Officials considered placing itself in hibernation just in case Congress decided to restore its appropriations. However, that move was rejected, according to CBP's president and CEO, who said doing so could create, quote, political manipulation or misuse.
Well, hey there, and good Tuesday morning, Coastal Bend. Taking a live look now at our SPID Skycam. You can see the traffic flowing nice and smooth out there. Not too much fog to worry about here in Corpus Christi, at least, but there is a little bit as you work your way to some of our inland communities. 68 degrees and winds out of the southeast, though I think you're not going to need the jacket too much as we're heading into our Tuesday. Those dew points across the board into the 60s. Now we were seeing our temperature 68 degrees and with a dew point at 67, if not 68 degrees there along the coast. That's where we're definitely seeing the perfect conditions for some of that patchy fog to start developing. And that's what we're seeing with the reduced visibilities. 0 statute miles right now in Beeville, so definitely not too easy to see up there. Want to give yourself a couple extra minutes on the roadways. As we work into the rest of the Coastal Bend, not quite as bad. 3 miles at the Naval Air Station, 3.5 for the Port Aransas area, 4 miles as we work into Orange Grove as well as over towards Rockport. So just want to be mindful of this. We have that dense fog advisory in effect till about 10 a.m., but we're going to see more sunshine this afternoon. I'll go over all our rain chances and that full 7-day forecast coming up.
Now, 20 minutes of non-stop news, sponsored by Ewald Kubota.
Well, hey there, welcome back, folks. Thank you so much for joining us for our 20 minutes of non-stop news with the Hoffmans. I'm Brian Hoffman.
And I'm Michelle Hoffman. Folks, we have plenty of neighborhood news for you this morning. But first, let's check in with meteorologist Stephen Jones to see how the roadways are looking. I know Monday, pretty busy, right? Especially this time of morning, people getting back from the holiday break.
Absolutely. Starting to see a few more cars on those roadways, at least especially compared to the past couple of weeks when we were all off for those holidays. But luckily, not too bad out there. Plenty of greens on the board. And as you get a live look at our SPID camera, you can see where we're having that traffic flow. Definitely more cars on the roadway, but still flowing nice and smooth. The key terms there. Luckily, not too much fog here in Corpus Christi, but as if you're in some of our inland communities, definitely want to give yourself a couple extra minutes if you're going to be driving into that. Getting right into it, looking at our roadways, the New Harbor Bridge to and from Portland going to be good and green this morning. Only a minor slowdown there on 361 heading from Ingleside, so maybe you want to give yourself a couple extra minutes. From Calallen and Robstown, not too bad. 37's clear, but 44, a only minor slowdown near the Violet area. For our major roadways here in Corpus Christi, a minor slowdown there on Ocean Drive coming up towards Airline Road, but other than that, take your pick. SPID, Saratoga, Crosstown Expressway, all in the clear, so a good and green day as we're kicking off our Tuesday.
Thank you so much, sir. We're going to check back in with you in just a little bit. But first, folks, we have plenty of neighborhood news to get to this morning.
Yeah, from a dog allegedly stolen off of a neighbor's porch to a former Coastal Bend High School football star on the move. This is your neighborhood check-in.
Okay, so listen, a delivery driver drops off a package and drives off with something far more valuable. I'm Ana Conejo in Woodsboro with the surveillance footage that caught it all. For one Woodsboro family, a routine delivery turned into heartbreak. After adopting 2 Chihuahua puppies, surveillance video shows a delivery driver stopping at their home to deliver an Amazon package, then leaving with one of the dogs. The family reviewed footage after one puppy vanished and saw the driver pick it up and drive away. Amazon and the Refugio County Sheriff's Office are now investigating as the family hopes to be reunited with their puppy.
I'm Melissa Trevino, your neighborhood news reporter in Jim Wells County. Both the mayor of Alice and the Jim Wells County judge say their focus this year is on growth and improving infrastructure, and that collaboration between everyone is key to turn plans into action this year. City and county leaders say 2026 comes with both opportunity and challenges. I sat with Alice Mayor Cynthia Carrasco and the Jim Wells County Judge Pedro Pete Trevino Jr. about what's in store for this year. The mayor says the city is having to reevaluate its priorities after a $10 million bond failed and some grant funding didn't come through, which they were hoping to get to help repair streets and ongoing drainage projects. But now the mayor says the focus is on getting industry to come back to Alice to boost the economy. County Judge Trevino agrees.
This is your 6 Sports Report.
Hey everyone, I'm Larissa Liska at Buccaneer Stadium, where Miller grad Andrew Body developed his quarterback talent. He later signed with Texas Southern before transferring to Alabama State. Now he enters the portal again after earning HBCU Player of the Year. But now the toughest challenge is navigating the process.
I would consider myself the trailblazer, just one of the first ones to do it.
Chosen on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Despite suffering injuries, Body dominated his opportunities. He threw for 1,770 yards and 20 touchdowns while only allowing 1 interception through 8 games. Plus, he rushed for 708 yards and 4 scores, which led to the Hornets' first 10-win season in 2 decades.
I'm going to continue to prove that there are some gems in Corpus Christi and the Coastal Bend in South Texas, because there are, and I'm just tired of it really just getting slept on.
Body recently announced that the Heil law firm sports division and attorney Vance Owen will co-represent him in the NCAA portal and name, image, and likeness negotiations.
And it's important for these athletes to have quality people they can trust to make sure that they can guide them through that and help them to get the best outcomes. Because ultimately, we're looking to preserve and protect the future of young athletes, not just for this moment, but for their entire lives.
What are some of those things that you've learned just since 2021 that you're like, well, this has really changed the game of college football, and this is what I'm hoping helps me behind the scenes?
They're giving so much a lump sum of money up front and early, so a lot of these kids don't even know what to do with the money, so that's really the biggest thing.
Body has a big decision to make in regards to his college commitment. He wants a place where he can battle to be QB1 and a program that values quarterback decision-making, preparation, and winning.
Glory to God. Shout out to Body family, and thank you for everybody supporting me back at home, down in South Texas. Y'all's support definitely doesn't go unnoticed. Hey, y'all the reason I'm still going, so thank y'all.
Body is expected to make his college decision in the next couple of weeks, with his main goal to be the starting quarterback. I'm Larissa Liska, Chris 6 Sports.
Well, hey there, and good Tuesday morning, Coastal Bend, taking a live look at our USS Lexington Cam. Thanks to First Community Bank. Got the aquarium and the new Harbor Bridge both putting on a good show for our Tuesday morning, just matching in the colors there. 68 degrees, winds out of the southeast continuing to bring in the warm and humid air, and a little bit of fog, especially for some of our inland communities. Luckily here in Corpus Christi, not too bad as of this moment at least. For our almanac out there from yesterday, 82 degrees is where we topped out at, 15 degrees above that average. It's supposed to be 67 this time of January, of course. Either way, shy of that record 88 degrees we set just last year, 2025. Awfully weird to be saying 2025 already this early into 2026. For our visibilities out there right now, sitting at 0 statute miles in Beeville right now, so definitely want to give yourself a couple extra minutes if you're heading out for that morning commute. Not too bad for the rest of us, but still over towards Orange Grove, reading 4 miles. Same for Rockport, and then 3 statute miles reduced visibility at the Naval Air Station as well as Port Aransas. Still want to give yourself a little bit of extra space on those roadways. For our current temperatures, the cool spot going to be off towards the north Beeville, coming in at 60 degrees. 70, that warm spot tied for Robstown and Rockport this morning. 68 here in town, and then off to the southwest, Hebronville rounding us out at the 67 degree mark. And taking a look at our Magic 8 forecast through the rest of the day, the meteorologist's best tool, of course. Going to be at 8 a.m. looking at some of that patchy fog, still 68 degrees, and then heading into this afternoon, chasing that daytime high, it's saying about 82 degrees or so, maybe even 83 as we're heading towards 3 p.m., heading towards 6 p.m. and towards that dinner time frame. Going to be pretty clear skies overhead overhead, and those 70s is what we're already starting to fall through, so not too bad, and I'll take it from the Magic 8, of course. For our wind gust forecast, going to be in those 15 to 20 mile an hour range with winds still out of the southeast, and with that warm and humid air continuing to work into the area, we're going to see one more day of that copy and paste forecast. Nothing on the Doppler radar right now, but as we look at that future tracker, this is exactly what we're going to see. That cloud cover in the morning, sunshine into the afternoon, chasing those 80s. And then once again going into tomorrow, you're going to see that same on repeat with the patchy fog in the morning and some of that cloud cover, maybe even just a little bit of drizzle as you work your way a little bit off to the north. But other than that, mainly going to be staying dry for the week ahead. I've just got my eyes on this next cold front. You can see the next upper level trough pushing into the central United States by Friday into Saturday. Going to drop our temperatures pretty substantially as we're heading into the 7-day forecast. From those 80s, we're going to hold on to that pretty much every day through about Friday. Going to get breezy there from Thursday into Friday, so keep that in mind. But then that cold front finally arrives, going to make it cloudy and cool heading into the weekend with 60s expected for daytime highs.
Stephen, thank you so much. In New York, ousted Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro and his wife pleaded not guilty in their first court appearance yesterday. As the legal case against Maduro moves forward, the future of Venezuela remains uncertain, with questions about who will run the country now. Maribel Gonzalez has the latest.
Deposed Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro was escorted by U.S. law enforcement back to a New York detention center after appearing in court along with his wife, Esilia Flores. The two were arraigned Monday on federal drug and weapons charges following their capture during a U.S. military operation over the weekend. Maduro and Flores both pleading not guilty to all charges. Maduro stating in court he was kidnapped on Saturday and that he is still the president of Venezuela. President Donald Trump over the weekend saying otherwise and threatening to expand military operations beyond Venezuela into Colombia. Maduro's capture now raising questions as to what may happen next.
It's a great country that's been decimated by the Maduro regime. Nobody is disputing that. No one's also disputing the fact that the overwhelming majority of Americans do not support another failed foreign war.
Former Vice President and Maduro loyalist Delcy Rodriguez sworn in Monday as Venezuela's acting president. Monday evening, top U.S. officials briefed a select group of bipartisan lawmakers on Venezuela in a classified setting. This amidst growing concern from some members of Congress who say the military operation was illegal because it lacked congressional authorization. The House Speaker pushed back.
My appreciation of this entire thing is it was completely authorized by law. It's well within Article 2, and now we're getting our Article 1 briefing exactly on the timetable.
I'm Maribel Gonzalez reporting.
Now, 6 things to know before you go.
Opening statements are expected this morning in the trial of former Uvalde CISD officer Adrian Gonzalez. The trial is being held at the Nueces County Courthouse. Jury selection wrapped up yesterday, and Gonzalez was reportedly stoic with no expression sitting with his attorneys yesterday. Judge Sid Harrell of Bexar County, a veteran judge with 30 years of experience, is presiding over the case. And media from Dallas, Houston, Austin, San Antonio, and even Uvalde are all here for the trial.
Now to a story we first broke to you on ChrisTV.com. A 19-year-old Odom Edroy high school student is facing a felony charge after an alleged assault on a school bus. Christopher Jacob Soto was arrested Sunday and charged with indecency with a child. San Patricio County Sheriff Oscar Rivera says that the assault happened December 9th as a basketball team returned from an event in Hebronville. The father of one victim told Chris 6 that his son was stripped and assaulted by students while 3 coaches failed to supervise. Soto bonded out on a $75,000 bond. The Odom Edroy School District has yet to respond to requests for comments.
The Corpus Christi Police Department is investigating a crash that killed a 69-year-old man. This happened Saturday evening just before 6:30 on Ayr Street. Police say the man, identified as Manolito Espino Jr., was trying to cross Ayers when he was hit by a car. Espino was rushed to the hospital, but police tell us he died from his injuries. Traffic investigators say he did not use a crosswalk when he tried crossing the street, and the driver who hit Espino remained at the scene.
Well, this is the final week, folks, for CCISD parents to give the district some feedback on a proposal to close 7 different schools. Travis, Fannin, Sanders, and Castores Elementary are all on that chopping block, with Brown, Haas, and Martin Middle Schools as well. The proposed closures come as the district faces a $27 million shortfall. The district scheduled a series of community input meetings that began a month ago. The last few meetings are this week. Tonight's going to be at Haas Middle School. on Wednesday. Another meeting will be at Castores Elementary. And the final one, that's Thursday at Martin Middle School. All of those begin at 5. The information gathered at these meetings will only be presented to CCISD School Board at next week's meeting.
Make sure you're ready for the March primaries, folks. Early voting begins in just over a month, and here's a look at some important dates for you. If you're planning on voting in the March primary elections, the last day to register to vote is Monday, February 2nd. Early voting begins on Tuesday, February 17th, and ends on Friday, February 27th. Statewide primary election day is Tuesday, March 3rd.
Well, flu activity in the United States has reached the highest levels seen in 25 years as kids return to school, too. The CDC has classified this flu season as moderately severe with an estimated 11 million cases. Public health experts say that holiday travel, low vaccination rates, and misinformation about vaccines, they all contributed to this surge in cases that we're seeing. The CDC says that flu activity will likely continue for several weeks.
Here's a look at what's trending now. Chick-fil-A is debuting a golden ticket idea, but instead of a tour of Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, you could win free chicken for a year. The company announced its Nostalgia campaign to celebrate 80 years in business and includes a golden prize. Customers can purchase classic cups starting this week, and those who receive a special gold fan cup can get free Chick-fil-A for a year. There will be 3,000 gold fan cups distributed across the country, and Chick-fil-A also announced retro packaging and new menu items for the celebration.
Huzzah! Chick-fil-A free for a year? That's pretty good. Honestly, I don't think I've ever purchased anything at Chick-fil-A. I think I've only had people like bring in stuff for the newsroom. To be honest, I don't think I've ever gotten it fresh. I'm not really, other than the sauce, not really a big Chick-fil-A, fan.
They do have some good sauces, and they're fairly good about handing out some of those free items. Sometimes the little cards where you can get like a free sandwich or a free breakfast item.
I did not know that. I love free.
Sometimes when you get those events, get to try it out, maybe bring in a little bit extra business. Not too bad, especially with that contest going on. So we'll see how everything shapes up, but we'll also see how it shapes up with the weather. We are warm today, but there is a good cool down in sight. By Friday, we've got that next cold front working into the area. Just for now, we're going to be warm and humid today, chasing those 80s, and that's almost on a copy and paste going through tomorrow, I should say. Heading in towards Thursday and Friday, just a little bit of difference where we're not going to see any patchy fog into the mornings, but here's a live look of this morning, at least at our Snoopy's Pure Sky Cam, thanks to Matthew CCAC, sitting at 66 degrees and plenty of cloud cover overhead. Not too much fog here in Corpus Christi at least, but still just a little bit trying to develop into our coastal areas. Taking a look at those current visibilities, Beeville getting the worst of it so far, reading 0 statute mile visibility, down to 1 over into the Orange Grove area, and then also working a little bit of it down the coast. Rockport coming in at 4 miles, 3 miles reduced visibility into Port Aransas as well as the Naval Air Station, and we have that dense fog advisory in effect through 10 a.m., so just keep that in mind as we're heading out for our Tuesday morning commute. For our temperatures out there, a little bit cooler off to the north end, Beeville coming in at 59 degrees, Cotulla off to the northwest coming in at 61, 67 there in Kingsville, and then 69 degrees as we work over towards Port Aransas, so a good spread of those temperatures this morning, about 10 degrees so far, and we've got our dog walking forecast, of course, of the day. Today we've got Athena on the board ready to go on her walk, and taking a look at those temperatures for her, going to be 70 degrees on the money by 9 a.m., 78 what we're chasing by that noon hour, and of course the 80 is going to return surely as we're heading into the afternoon hours. You can see that here on our feels like temperatures where they're going to even right up a little bit higher. I'm forecasting about 83 here in Corpus Christi, but those feels like temperatures likely to get up between 85 and 87 degrees, so definitely above average, supposed to be 67 degrees for this time of the year. For our current Doppler radar, unfortunately not seeing enough of that, well, we are seeing enough of that moisture, but we're not seeing enough of that lift to get that rain on the radar right now. So dry skies across the coastal bend, and as we go through today, going to see more of that sunshine popping out into the afternoon as we start to warm up out there. Going into tomorrow, we're going to see that copy and paste pattern once again, like I talked about. Some of that patchy fog tomorrow morning and plenty of cloud cover, especially for some of our inland communities. Maybe even 1 or 2 very stray showers, but I wouldn't count on rainfall totals being too good before we see more sunshine tomorrow afternoon, and once again, those 80s tomorrow afternoon. But like I talked about, there is some hope on the horizon by the back half of this week, Thursday into Friday. You can see this next upper level trough of low pressure really going to be pretty serious, pushing down into the Lone Star State and bringing a pretty substantial cold front with it as well. Looks like right now it is going to make it into the coastal bend pretty well. Look at this steep drop in temperatures going from the 80s on Friday down to the 60s by the time we're heading into the weekend. Unfortunately, rain chance-wise, it's not going to respond as well as we'd like. It's going to remain towards the bottom of the board, only getting into that isolated category as we see that frontal passage come into the area. But as we're going into next week and the rest of 2026, I've definitely got some high hopes for us here in the coastal bend. For our 7-day forecast, holding on to those 80s through about the Friday time frame. As we head into Friday, of course, we get that next cold front into the area. That's going to put us down into the 60s, even 60 degrees on the money by Saturday for that daytime high. And also some pretty chilly mornings definitely in store for the coastal bend. 46 degrees by Sunday morning and then 45 to start off that second week of 2026. So next week, definitely want to bring the jacket, but I think this week we're going to be all right, you guys.
I almost forgot that it's winter, right?
Yes, we are supposed to be like in the heart of winter right now. We've got about 1.5 more months of meteorological winter, so we'll see how much colder we can get. I mean, right now, 40s, I'll take it as opposed to the freezing temperatures.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I just got to give a quick little shout out. I don't know if you guys noticed that Magic 8-Ball segment that Steven started up. That was super cool. I really enjoy that.
I had to share the secrets of the meteorologist. No, I'm just kidding. We definitely have a more scientific process, but it's a fun one to include in there for sure.
So instead of forecasting, we should call you fortune casting or something like that. I don't know.
Okay, I like it. Yeah, the fortune teller. What's going to happen today? To be determined.
We just gotta shake you a little bit.
Ask again.
All right. Hey, thank you so much, Stephen, and thank you, Michelle, and thank you, viewers at home, for inviting us into your home each and every morning. We definitely do appreciate it, and don't worry, folks. We'll be back with even more news from your neighborhood at noon.
Tune in at 6 because Veterans in Focus is going to air, and honestly, it inspired me to almost change my whole life.
Yeah.
I was having a conversation with them about this, so make sure you guys tune in for that again at 6 o'clock tonight.
Deep Tease, it's about Saucy Mama's, one of my favorite new pizza joints.
Pizza.
Yeah. Well, hey, folks, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you in a little bit.